Alright guys, what's up? Dr. Emmett Brown here, aka Vic, with part 2 of my Blu Ray collection. Starting off with this stack right here. We've got the Zack Snyder, one of my favorite remakes for any horror film, Dawn of the Dead, unrated director's cut. We have Ving Rhames, Sarah Polley, Jake Weber, Mekhi Phifer. This movie is freaking awesome. If you haven't seen it, check it out. Excuse me. Very fun zombie movie. Absolutely amazing. If you haven't checked this out, this is so much fun to watch. Zack Snyder is one of my favorite directors, even though a lot of people don't like his his newer stuff, like Sucker Punch, which I love. I love that movie so much. And I don't really care for his Superman movie coming out because I'm not a Superman fan, but Zack Snyder, I think, is a really great director, and it really showed it in this movie because it's just so much fun. Ving Rhames is really cool. You got Andy, who is the gun shop guy who's sniping zombies off the top roof. The guy who played CJ was cool, and just a really fun movie, and you should definitely check it out if you haven't yet, even though lots of people have. But put that one right there. Next one we got here is The Dark Knight. Don't have to talk about this one that much. Of course, Heath Ledger, Joker, movie's amazing, looks incredible on Blu Ray, don't need to say much about it. Next one we got here is The Fighter, which was filmed around my area. I was actually at a filming in one of these scenes, actually. You can't see me, but I was actually in one of these scenes where it was at one of the arenas. They filmed it in my hometown. So this movie has a special place in my heart, and it's absolutely amazing. Christian Bale, Amy Adams, Mark Wahlberg, incredible movie about Mickey Ward, who's an Irish boxer from the area where I live, and if you haven't seen it yet, check it out. It's such a great freaking movie. Fighter. I get a drink. Actually getting over a a cold, so I apologize if I'm losing my voice or anything. So next one we got here is Hot Tub Time Machine. This movie is absolutely hilarious. John Cusack, Rob Corduroy, however you say his name, Craig Robinson. You got a bunch of people in here. This movie's funny. If you haven't seen it yet, these four guys basically get together, start partying in a hot tub, knock over an energy drink, spazzes out the hot tub, and they go back to the 1980s where they see each other. Basically, they look the same to us, but when they look in the mirror, it's their young selves, except for him because he wasn't even born yet. And lots of twists and turns. There's a cool cameo in there. If you haven't checked it out, check it out because you'll laugh your ass off. This movie's really, really funny, and if you like the raunchy kind of movies, you'll definitely like this one because this one's amazing. Check it out, Hot Tub Time Machine. Next one we got here is my favorite movie of all time. Glad they put it on Blu Ray, and that is Ghostbusters. Don't need to say much about this movie. Looks amazing on Blu Ray. I really wish they would have added the fort scene in here because I know there's a bunch of other deleted scenes that they could have added to this movie. But it looks amazing on Blu Ray. I really wish they would do Ghostbusters 2. Yeah, it's not as good as this one, but I absolutely love Ghostbusters 2 as well, and there's a lot of deleted scenes they could put on to that Blu Ray to make it special. But I won't get into that, but Ghostbusters, favorite movie of all time, glad to have it on Blu Ray. There's some pretty cool features on here, including the making of the video game and the resurrecting the Ecto-1 of the Sony lot, fixing it all up and everything with Dan Aykroyd. It's really cool to watch. So, Ghostbusters, don't need to say anything else. These next ones here, I believe, are got horror ones. Yep, we got some more horror. We got Resident Evil Apocalypse. A lot of people hate these ones, but this is my favorite out of the whole bunch, just because it was close to the game as the series has ever gotten. Especially because it has my favorite character in here, who is Jill Valentine. The only thing I did not like about this movie was Nemesis himself, because his costume was kind of crappy looking, but hey, what are you going to do? Can't complain there. It was a fun movie. Lots of nods to Resident Evil 2 and Resident Evil 3, which I liked. So if you haven't seen this one, check it out. Resident Evil Apocalypse. Next one we got here was Resident Evil Afterlife. I have the third one, Extinction, on DVD, which is why you don't see it here. This one was okay. It did have Chris Redfield in it. It's a fun watch. The only complaint I have about it is the fucking goddamn slowdowns that they absolutely kill in these movies. This one has brutally too much of them, but it's a fun watch, and it was worth the $6-7 I paid for it. So yeah, whatever. Next one we got here is Drag Me to Hell, Sam Raimi. This is a great movie. If you haven't seen it, definitely check it out. Really, lots of nods to Evil Dead in here, especially the evil gypsy chick right here, and the weird scenes with the fucking floating goat, and a lot of just gross out stuff that you'd expect from a Sam Raimi horror film, with like the old lady throwing up in the girl's mouth and all this other weird shit. So if you haven't seen this one, check it out. It's really good. And last but not least, we have Piranha. If you haven't seen this movie, watch it. It's hilarious. It's funny. It's cheesy. It's goodness. You got boobs. You got gore. You got Christopher Lloyd. You got Ving Rhames is in there. You got what's his name? Oh shit, what's his name? Yes, Richard Dreyfuss. I had to look at the Jaws DVD because I forgot the guy's name. Richard Dreyfuss is in this for the beginning. Really cool movie. Don't watch the second one. The second one is complete shit. Watch this one. This one's really, really fun. So check out Piranha. All right, last stack here we have Ted. Don't need to say much about this movie. Hilarious. Mark Wahlberg, Seth MacFarlane movie. For those who don't know who he is, he's the guy that does Family Guy, American Dad, Cleveland Show, etc., etc. If you don't know who he is, you've probably been living under a rock. But Ted, everybody has seen this movie. It's funny, hilarious. Seth MacFarlane, do more movies, please. Next one we got here is Battle Royale. This movie is a Japanese film, mainly like the Hunger Games, but this one came first. Basically, these 9th grade students are put on an island. Therefore, they are given bags of food and water and a random weapon, and they have to kill each other off. Lots of suspense in this. Great, very violent, but it's such a good movie. If you're a fan of the Hunger Games, check this one out. You'll like it more. Trust me. Battle Royale, I highly recommend it. Next one we got here is The Dark Knight Rises. Don't need to say much about this movie. I think everybody has seen it, so don't need to say much about it. Next here we got Insidious. One of the best horror films I've seen in a long time. This movie is amazing. Can't wait for part 2 in August. If you haven't seen Insidious, check it out. It's creepy, scary. James Wan is absolutely amazing. Can't wait to watch his other movies, The Conjuring and Insidious Part 2. If you don't know who James Wan is, look him up. He's done Saw. He's done... he did Dead Silence and a few other movies. So check him out. It's awesome. And this movie is incredible. I highly, highly recommend Insidious. Next one we got here, such a great movie, Scott Pilgrim vs. the World. Edgar Wright. If you don't know who Edgar Wright is, he did Shaun of the Dead. He did Hot Fuzz, and he's doing a newer movie. I forget the name of it, but he's teaming up with Nick Frost and Simon Pegg again for that movie. I believe it's called World's End. I could be wrong, but I believe that's the name. Scott Pilgrim, based off the manga or a comic or whatever you want to call it. Great movie, hilarious, funny, lots of video game references. Check it out. Next one here, we've got Trick or Treat. If you haven't seen this movie, check it out. Awesome anthology film. They need a sequel to this movie. Sam is absolutely amazing. The stories in here are incredible. It's basically like a creep show, Tales from the Crypt-ish. One of the stories actually reminds me of Are You Afraid of the Dark episode, if you remember that show from Nickelodeon. I believe it's called, I forget the name of it, but it's about all these kids on a school bus, and school bus goes over a cliff and whatnot. So if you like Goosebumps or like Are You Afraid of the Dark, that one will really bring back nostalgia for you, because this movie is just absolutely incredible. Check it out. Great movie. Next movie we got here is Red Riding Hood. I haven't checked it out yet. I got it for $5. Why not? Amanda Seyfried is a gorgeous girl, and that's probably why I picked it up. But yeah, it looks decent. So yeah. And last but not least here, we got Sucker Punch. A lot of people didn't like this movie. I love this movie. The women in it are incredible. And Zack Snyder, like I said, Zack Snyder is an amazing director. Love his movies. This is the extended R-rated cut, like I said. Very cool fantasy movie. Lots of special effects. Just really fun to watch. I think the thing that the reason why most people didn't like it is because they didn't actually get the movie at the end, which is why you have to watch it numerous times. But if you want to go into a fantasy world with like dragons and samurais and all that cool stuff, just definitely check it out. This movie is gorgeous. It's incredible. It has really hot women in it, and just overall really amazing on Blu Ray. So that's it, guys. That's all my Blu Rays I have right now. Of course, I'll be getting more. I have lots and lots of DVDs and stuff. So that's it, guys. Dr. Brown, aka Vic. Thanks for watching. Subscribe, and more videos are coming up in the future. Thank you. Bye.